Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's awesome video. I gotta tell you, I don't need to say anything about this because I don't even know if they made these cars for real, because I think what they really did was made the movie. They made a movie and then this car became an icon. And not only is it an icon for the movie, it's an icon for the career of a pretty famous and fabulous car guy who was trying to start his own company. And during that crazy 80s time, you know, the decade of decadence as they call it, he needed some cash. These cars were being built in Ireland, shipped over, and things were just happening. He needed some more money, and he makes this crazy deal. We're not even going to talk about the deal that he gets, but investigate it because it's really cool. This example here, really nice. And I'll tell you what's kind of cool. You can paint these cars, or you can leave them stainless. I see them painted, and they look really neat. The stainless look is awesome too. It's a great idea. I don't know. It's one of those kind of cars that you can easily change over time if you wanted to. I've seen them in red, I've seen them in black, and they look really awesome. So I just pulled a hanging tag off of this car here, and I normally show you the quality of the paint, but since I can't show you the quality of the paint because there ain't any paint. Come on up here though, I do want to show you this. This is kind of cool. What you get to see though is the real grain of the stainless, which looks really nice. And the fact that this car is, 30 and 40 years old, or it's heading towards that time, and the condition of it is really cool. So you do have painted bumpers, but other than that, it's pretty much it. We didn't do a whole lot to it. We freshened up a couple little things, and I think that as you walk around it, it's still got awesome style. It looks over the top, good looking, cutting edge style, and it has some accoutrements and things like that that make it really nice. Things like air conditioning, power windows, these spectacular the gull wing doors that are still iconic. And now that the Mercedes SLS has come out with these gull wing doors back, that car starts at 180, so it's the only really other gull wing car built right now that can even compare. But I love it because of the style. I love it because of the history. And John Delorean, believe it or not, the father of like the GTO, was a car guy, man. That guy lived and breathed cars. He raced cars. He loved cars. He got caught up, trying to save his company, but he had an awesome career. All right, so let's take a peek at some of the stuff that you get when you get one of these cars here. So, for instance, like you get some storage up front. All right, come check out this. This is some really nice storage, and you get some really great stuff. We have some nice documentation and things like that. One of the things I love to do when I'm getting a new car is I like to see what it comes with. And the reason why, it tells me a little bit about, regardless of what people tell you, it tells me a little bit about the person that owned the car. For instance, like this here. It came with a car cover. Well, not only was it garage kept, it came with a car cover too, all right? It comes with a stainless steel car care kit. I saw the receipts for that. Here are the original owner's manuals, okay, which is really cool, all right? Also has the assembly manual. So if you have a mechanic or something that needs some information on the car, since not everybody gets to work on these because there's not a lot of them, here is the actual book that Delorean Motor Company used to assemble the car itself. So it's actually a reverse breakdown from the complete end to the beginning, so you can see how every nut and bolt, everything is designed and fit and finished. It takes a lot to build a car, way more than most people think. And then this right here is the detailed of some of the repairs that you would make on the car over time. So if you have any questions about that. This model here is kind of rare because it's a 5-speed. So many of them were automatics, and this is a manual transmission. And with the air conditioning and power windows and stuff like that, it makes for a pretty cool sports car. All right. In here we have some original components. This right here is like a battery tender, just to kind of keep things, the battery charged, stuff like that. The light under here works. You say, well, big deal that the light works. Well, don't forget, man, this car is, it's an 81, so it's, it's heading to the 30 and 40 year mark. As these cars get older, this stuff typically doesn't work later on, but because this car is a low mileage example and it's been taken care of, you get some of that stuff, all right? Like the hood still stays up with the struts, little stuff. I know it sounds like a big deal, but you know what? A lot of that stuff doesn't work when I get these cars. All right, so let's check the motivational power. Cool kind of 80s, even 70s kind of things, the louvers, all right? Back here in our engine compartment. I gotta tell you what, the car is actually very ahead of its time. Not just the styling and not just the movie and things like that, but it had some really cool stuff. Most people weren't putting aluminum block and heads, engines in a car. Still carburetors were everywhere. In this case here, this is an aluminum block and head, fuel injected, 2.8 liter engine. with air conditioning, and the same engine was put in Peugeots, Volvos, and Renaults, and was a really bulletproof engine. It's been a great engine for a really long time, and there's still probably iterations of that being built right now. This has the rare 5-speed. It came from Renault. They made a pretty good bulletproof 5-speed, as you see in the racing series right now. Renault does a great job in World Rally. They do a great job in F1, and they clearly knew how to build some reliable parts. All right. Anyway, so back in here, we want to talk about this, things like air conditioning. All right. And the engine bay is actually really clean and easy to get to. I mean, this is just an air cleaner cover right here, so you can see everything from the spark plugs are easy to get to any emissions that you need, and it's all right here and just simple. Transaxle goes that way, so you get some of the weight into the middle of the car, so you get that great balance, that 50-50 weight distribution that everybody's looking for. And I will say this too, that you know, part of the cool stuff, like with the original stickers that are here, and this kind of dressed up and whatever. You know, like this tail treatment here is really kind of held up well. I think that for some reason it just seems to really still be cool and look really nice. Let's move to the inside. All right, so here's the keys. This is kind of cool because, believe it or not, there's a lot of room in here. And it's still, I don't know, man. I just think that this really was the forefront of styling. Here's how you close it. Okay, and look it's just really, really held up well. And you know, I'm not sure if this is the original radio in it or not, and probably not, but it's a period correct Pioneer, which looks neat, but still with a cassette. CD hadn't even been invented yet when this was out. Maybe it was invented, but the public couldn't buy it, but you know what I mean. A couple nice things in here. For instance, like 8,000 RPM tach, oil pressure, fuel, all the other gauges, shows you when the door's open, climate control, power windows, in case you decide to take up smoking. This ashtray looks like it's brand new. And the cool thing is there's a lot of parts available for these cars, catalogs devoted to them. You know, they made 7,000 of these in 81 and only like 1,300 of these in 82. This car was only built for 2 years. You need to think about how rare it is. And this one here, particularly with 33,384 original miles, I mean, it has driven, you know, a few hundred miles a year over its time. And I think that, you know, whatever, it's less than 1,000 miles a year. And it's just, it's really held up well. And I think the stainless has a lot to do with it. So the leather's still in great shape. It's obviously been in somebody's garage. It's just kind of cool. But this is the part I like. I like the stick shift. I like the fact that you're going to get a whole lot more grunt than the automatic. It just makes it a little interesting that they made a lot less of these than they did the automatic. So anyway, how about I start up for you so you can hear what it sounds like, okay? You know, this is the way you exit a car, man. This is so cool. I don't care what you're driving. You're driving a 911, a Ferrari or whatever. You pull this car up to dinner, pop the doors open, the place stops, they don't care. Everyone knows what this is, man. This is Back to the Future. The reason it's the icon of that movie is because the car's still so futuristic. You know, it's just great. So anyway, so we talked about the low mileage, 33,000 original miles. We talked about like disc brakes and air conditioning and power windows and fuel injection, aluminum block, aluminum transmission. Just very ahead of its time, very cool. Not a lot of these built, you know, and these cars are now starting to really go up in value. If you wanted to get on the train of cars that are going up in value, this could be the next one that really jumps out. Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this 81 DeLorean DMC 12.